Hello, everyone. This is David, and in the description below, I put one can only do what they know. If you don't know something, you can't do it. Matter of fact, if you don't know something, you don't know what it is you don't know. We have been shrouded in lies for so long, to when the truth hits us in the face, we don't recognize it. We run away from it. Let me give you a truth. Do you think that your government really controls what you're doing and where you're living? No. Do you think that the leaders in charge of where you're at really are the ones in charge of what you're saying and doing? When you go to the voting poll places and you cast your vote, do you really think that who you're voting for is going to win? It's already been predetermined who's going to win and what's going to happen. The United States of America lives in a constant state of drama, and that's overstating the fact. When you think about all the things that's going on in this world, do you think that the United States is the culprit behind all of it? No. When COVID 19 first broke out, there was a little hint of what was to come. And slowly, 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 it was revealed. And it became a pandemic worldwide. And it seems like it happened real fast. The United States tried to stay out of it, but got also right into it. By who? Yeah, the World Health Organization. So was it them that was really controlling what's happening in America? Not really. Because the World Health Organization don't control America, but the World Health Organization controls the Center for Disease Control in America. When WHO said to jump, the CDC said, aha, high. And the WHO said, this is how high I want you to jump. And I want you to leave it there for a long time. I'll tell you when to come down. So when the president of our nation all of a sudden has to go in, declare the War Powers Act in order to get manufacturers to change what they're making to make something else, when people and scientists throughout the world was working on different type of vaccinations and things like that, had to stop and all of a sudden start making a antivirus, a shot that we could take to overcome this COVID. Who was really controlling it? And how did that come about? They say, well, it started in China, started with people eating bats. They've been doing that for years. Why is it all of a sudden they're getting sick from a virus that was COVID 19? Well, the truth of the matter and I'm bored with this, is that what we can think that we control, we don't. You ever heard the phrase, watch what the left hand is doing? See what the left hand is doing. Don't pay attention to the right hand. It's doing something else. Don't worry about it. Just watch what the left hand doing. Old wizard and magician trick. Watch what one hand is doing while the other hand is doing something different. So what will it happen? There's been a lot of things in the world that happen. Lots of pandemics throughout the world. Lots of things happen where a good number of the people of the world just got erased off the earth. Didn't even have a real funeral for them, just dug a hole, pushed them in it, and buried them. It's a sad state of affairs when what you think you know is happening isn't what really happened. Because you see one hand and you don't see the other. They shout this way, and there's going to be heretics that's following that hand. So we can't do it like that because if we don't, we're in trouble. Who are these heretics? The ones that's been so afraid to do anything that every little chance they get and to hear the word boo, they go running. Why? Because one can only do what they know. And if they don't know something, then they rely on others that's screaming bloody murder because of the pandemic, because some don't want to do it and some do. And you got those that are heretics that are panicking and running to one side with the COVID 19, while you got the other side that's just as heretic that's running the other way. And what's happened is those left in the middle scratching their heads say, what's going on here? I'll listen to my government tell me what to do, and then I'll do what the government wants me to do. But the government don't know any better because they too are falling by the way of the heretics to go from one side to the other. And in the meantime, they're fighting all these infights, little battles going on. You got a family of 8. You got 3 on one side, 3 on the other side, fighting against each other. 2 in the middle saying, Mom, Dad, what shall I do? Dad's fighting one way, the mother's fighting the other way, and the 2 are saying, what do I do? What do I do? What shall I do? Because they can see the heresy on one side, and they can see the heresy on the other, and they're caught in the middle. And no matter what they do, they'll be damned. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's what's going on. All because you're following one hand, and what the other hand is doing, you're not paying attention to it. Well, this is called the shakeup. That's what's happening. The scientists and world organizations are working their little magic. They need to shake things up. Why? That's because they're not getting their way. So they say boo and make them run one way. If the others run the other way, that's just fine because they want the ones in the middle. Both sides are going to fall, and the ones that's in the middle will follow those. They'll say, see, you should have listened to me to begin with. Why am I doing this with new worship? Because when all this goes down, there's going to be some changes that they're going to make that you don't think is going to happen. First of all, the Bible and the Quran and all these other religious materials will be gone. Because that's what started this problem to begin with. They can't fight against all this different beliefs and trusts that are thousands of years old. These people can't fight against it. And the ones that don't believe in the faith and all's going the other way, they're standing still because they're saying, well, if I'm going to be damned, well, then I'm going to be damned my way. And that's what it is. But either way they look at it, both sides will fall. They can't help it. You got to balance it. And the thing's just quarter inch thick. And you get three people on one side, three people on the other side, and you got two people in the middle. And the two people are trying to hold up the whole thing. But from the other two sides, bouncing up and down, that stick breaks. They fall. But the ones holding the pieces are the ones left. And the ones that gave them the stick and told them to do this, they only wanted the ones in the middle to begin with. Because those are the ones who are going to say, so what happened? I left. I'm surviving. Yes, okay. I'm surviving. I can go on. What are you going to do when the Bible's gone? What are you going to do when the Quran's gone? What are you going to do with all the government that you have on one side or the other? It's gone. What are you going to do with all the people that's fighting and shoving and killing each other? All comes to an end. And there's just a handful left. You're going to say, well, we're going to start over. That's what these people wanted. And they're going to play the devil's advocate. And what does the devil do? He likes to deceive you. He doesn't tell you the whole truth. The devil tells you just a little bit of the truth to draw you in and make you believe what he wants you to believe, or she wants you to believe, or they want you to believe. And that's the truth of the matter. Why is nobody else saying that? Well, they don't want you to know the truth. All you have to do is take a chance and listen. The Word of God is in you, has always been inside you, talking to you, telling you that is above, abundantly above all that you could ever ask or think. It's been there with you from the beginning. You don't need the Bible. The Bible is a history book, but yet it has killed more people than all the wars put together. Same thing with the Quran. The Quran has killed more people than that of Allah could ever think of killing. All because of the fighting in between with amongst themselves. You think all Islam is the same? You take Islam from the West and put it with Islam of the East, and they will kill each other. Because they say, don't suffer the infidels to live. Who are the infidels? The ones that follow the Quran but do it wrong. The ones on the east say this is the way. The ones on the west say this is the way. And they can't meet in the middle, so they're going to kill each other. Because that's what they say to do. Who's going to be left in the middle? Those. That's not Islam. Those that are not Christian. Those that follow and listen to God in their head, telling them where to go and what to do. That faith, that trust. One can only do what they know. What do you know? Do you say that you understand political science better than anybody else so much? But when the COVID-19 broke out, which way did you lean? You followed, just like everybody else did, one way or the other. You didn't straddle the middle. You followed one way or the other. So all you with big political science, which way did you go? Those of a scientific community, which way did you go? Did you rush out to get a shot? Or did you rush out to get your guns and hide in the hills or hide in a hole? What did you do? Are you in the middle holding the thin piece of wood while those on the left and those on the right are holding down both ends and you pulling in the center? Those on the left and right are going to fall. And you're going to be left holding everything that's left of this world in your hand. And you're going to say, well, why didn't anybody tell me? Where's the Bible? Where's the Quran? Are we going to die by nuclear bombs? Is the world going to end because of solar flares? Is the world going to end because of the gap between the rich and the poor? No. What's going to happen is those that's really in charge, who, what is in charge, are now, they're on their own. They ain't got to worry about a government. They can make their own up. They can make their own wars and do their own thing now because everybody else is dead. What are you going to do? And what do you know? Have you taken chance and listened to God talking to you? Have you taken the chance and seen not what the one hand was doing, but what the other hand is doing? If you have not seen and taken the chance to comprehend what's going on, then you're on the left or the right. I'm not the one in the middle. Because when it's all said and done, yes, I'll be dead because of my age. But those of your children, they're going to be left. Look at your children. They're going to be left to pick up the pieces. They're not capable. Why? One can only do what they know. You have sheltered them from everything. And when it's all said and done, they're going to fight each other because they don't know any better. They're still following this one hand and it's not there, and they're going to lose their mind. We've already seen it with the COVID-19. How many of the young people have already started killing themselves or having mental troubles, mental problems? Do you think it's going to get any better when everything else shuts down and it all collapses? They're already saying with the Delta variants coming up that we may have to go back down into lockdown mode. How many of you are ready for that? And so we do. And it's only for a couple months. And we come out of that. That's going to be the next variants coming from the COVID-19. Then we're going to have to put ourselves in lockdown mode. Eventually, one side or the other is going to get tired and they're going to just say no more. Do their own thing. And when they do, all this is going to collapse. It has no other place to go. All these preppers out in the hills, bunkering down, they're going to say, well, I'm going to be gone. I'm going to protect myself. Protect yourself from what? And what are you going to be teaching your children? Because once everything's fine and they leave where you're at, they're going to be walking into a world they know nothing about. They're going to be blinders on their eyes. You're not going to be there no more, so they're going to come back into the world. until the world has killed both sides, one or the other. There's just going to be a handful. And you think that people, after going through all this, see your children coming out from all this, it's going to allow them to come out and start saying they need to do this, do that? No. There's going to be hundreds of years of pure, unadulterated chaos, where only the dark ages are coming back until somebody can really come along and organize and put it all back the way it's supposed to be. And who do you think those people are going to be? Oh, King James, uh, King Arthur, and all these other people going. No, what's going to be left is a society that can undo what they know, and if they don't know something, they ain't going to worry about it. All they're going to do is live in their little group, and somebody comes in there trying to upset that group, they'll kill them. Is that what's going to happen to your children? Is this not the truth that's really going to be happening? Like I said, I'm not worried. I'll be dead. In time, in my age, yeah, I'll be gone. So will you. You will not be of this world anymore. Who's going to guide your children? And you say you're going to teach your children. Teach them what? Then when they leave and have to go back out into the world, what are they going to find? They're going to wind up just like 40 to 50% of all the other children coming out, not able to cope with the changes. They want to go back home and hide. It's like the fox and the kittens in the den. The mother runs off and they're gone out of the den. The fox mother is. And all that's left are the kittens. Few will venture out and get killed, but one or two will stay in the den and never come out and die where they're at. The theory of the horseshoe crab. The horseshoe crab lays so many eggs, and of all the millions of eggs that's laid on the beach in shores of our great countries and all like that, when the eggs hatch out, the theory is there's so many of them that can feed all the other creatures till just a handful will survive and go back into the ocean, become full age, come back and do the same cycle again. The theory of the cicadas. The theory of the cicadas is that once every 7 years they come out and they mate and lay eggs and go back into hibernation. But what they don't tell you is that every 7 years it's been repeating itself over and over and over. Till each year there's a new set of cicadas that come out of their shells, hatch and hatch and go back and lay eggs. And each year there seems to be more and more and more and more. And thus comes the theory of the locust. When does a grasshopper become a locust? When it reached a critical mass stage to where they're living and they know they can't take it no more. And they take to the wings and they fly off in such great hordes till they're no longer grasshoppers, but they become locusts, swarming the field, eating, chewing everything in their path. This is all great stuff, people, but we don't learn because we can only do what we know, and we see what one hen is doing, and we follow and trust that one hen. When in reality, what's happening in the other hen, we never see, and that's the one that we got to worry about. This is David with New Worship. You have a good day, and you have a safe Sunday. And may that you worship someday open your ears so you can hear what the spirits are saying. Bye bye.